All right, let's get started. For the next few minutes, I want you to think of this as just you and me, a personal coaching session. We're going to tackle your professional confidence piece by piece, and we're starting right now.
So, let's get real for a second. Have you ever walked into a meeting, looked around the table, and just had that sinking feeling in your gut, that little voice that whispers, "I'm an imposter. Everyone here gets it, but I don't." Yeah, that feeling. It's totally paralyzing, and that's exactly where we're going to start our work today.
Okay, if that sounds familiar, the very first thing I need you to hear, and I mean really hear, is this. You are so not alone. And more than that, you are not stuck. See, confidence, it's not some magic gene you either have or you don't. Nope, it's a skill. And like any skill, you can build it.
All right, Section 1. Let's talk about that feeling of not belonging. I mean, before we can fix anything, we've got to understand what's broken, right? So let's roll up our sleeves and really dig into where this feeling even comes from.
You know, it almost always boils down to one of three things. First, you've got the ghosts of your past, right? That one piece of criticism that just stuck with you, or that project that didn't go as planned. Then there's that inner critic, that nonstop roommate in your head telling you you're not good enough. And finally, the big one today, endlessly comparing your behind-the-scenes reality to everyone else's shiny, polished highlight reel.
So you take those three things, your past, that inner voice, and the comparison game, and what do? They weave this story in your head, a story that sounds a lot like, "I can't do this." But listen up, because this is the key. That story, it's not a fact, it's just a habit, a pattern of thinking. And any habit can be broken, any story can be rewritten.
Which brings us to Section 2. Confidence is just self-trust. Look, if we're going to rewrite the story, we have to know what the new story is about. And honestly, most of us are chasing the wrong thing when it comes to confidence. So let's clear the air a little.
Okay, so forget this idea that confidence means being the loudest person in the room or faking it till you make it. Real, solid confidence, it's actually much simpler than that. It is the ability to trust yourself. That's it. That's the whole game. It's trusting that, hey, whatever challenges come my way, I can handle them. It's trusting that, yeah, I might mess up, but I'll figure it out and learn something. And most importantly, it's trusting that your worth isn't on the line with every single project or based on what someone else thinks of you.
Okay, Section 3 is all about mastering your inner dialogue. Because if confidence is built on self-trust, then the first battlefield we have to conquer is the one right between our ears. That's where trust usually gets shattered. So let's get to work on that inner voice.
Just look at this. It's such a simple but powerful switch. On one side, you have the inner critic. It's all or nothing, right? I'm not good enough. I can't do this. It's just destructive. But then, look at the other side, the inner coach. It's supportive. It doesn't deny the reality. It doesn't say, "This is easy." It says, "This is hard, but I can learn." See the difference? You're not lying to yourself. You're just shifting your focus from the dead end of the problem to the open road of possibility.
All right, let's move on to Section 4, the Action First Playbook. Getting your head right is absolutely crucial, but it's only half the fight. Now we've got to take this new mindset and turn it into real, actual confidence you can feel. And we do that with action.
Now this is probably the single biggest secret to all of this, and it feels completely backwards. Most of us wait to feel confident before we take action. We think, once I feel ready, then I'll do it. But that's not how it works. It's the other way around. You have to act first to get the feeling of confidence. Action creates confidence. It's the cause, not the effect.
And this playbook is so simple. Step 1, keep tiny promises to yourself. Seriously, if you tell yourself you're going to start that report at 9 a.m., start it at 9 a.m. Every time you do, it's like a little deposit in your self-trust bank account. Step 2, act before you're ready. I know it's scary, but volunteer for that project. Speak up in that meeting. The act itself is the proof you send to your own brain that you're capable. And step 3, build real competence. Don't try to be an expert overnight. Just aim to get 1% better at one key skill every single day. That accumulated evidence, that's what builds rock-solid confidence.
Okay, on to Section 5, Progress, Not Perfection. Now, as you start putting this playbook into practice, there's one more mindset shift we need to lock in. And it's a big one, because without it, you could end up undoing all your great work.
Let's just get this out of the way. You are going to mess up. You're going to have awkward moments. That's okay. The goal here is not to be flawless, like some perfect statue in a museum. The goal is to be real. And every single one of those mistakes, that's not a failure. That's data.
It's proof that you're in the game and you're growing.
I really want you to let this one soak in. Confident people are not perfect, not even close. They've just gotten really comfortable with being imperfect. They have the resilience to stumble, say, whoops, okay, that didn't work, what did I learn? And then they just get back up and go again. That is real professional strength.
And that brings us to our final section, number 6, Become the Confident You. This is where we pull it all together. The mindset, the inner dialogue, the action playbook. We're going to use all these tools to actually change how you see yourself at your core.
Check out the subtle but huge difference in the language here. Saying, I want to be confident kind of pushes it into the future, right? It implies you don't have it now. But when you switch to, I am becoming a confident person, well, that's totally different. That's an active process. You're claiming that identity right now, in this moment, with every action you take.
Because confidence isn't a destination. It's not this mountain you climb and then you're just done. It's a daily choice. Think of it like this. Every time you keep one of those small promises, every time you speak up, every time you switch from inner critic to inner coach, you're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. You're voting for that new, confident identity.
And let's wrap up with this thought. We've all heard that courage isn't about having no fear, it's about acting anyway. Well, professional confidence is the exact same deal. It's not about magically waking up one day and having no nerves. No way. It's about feeling those butterflies in your stomach, taking a deep breath and saying, okay, let's do this, and moving forward anyway.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question. And I want you to forget about the big 5-year career plan for just a second. What is one small, totally manageable promise you can make and keep to yourself? Today, just today. Maybe it's finally sending that email you've been avoiding. Or maybe it's just deciding to say one thing in your next team meeting. Whatever it is, start there. Because that one small action, that's how this whole thing really begins.